You remember being a kid and just hounding your parents to take you to the toy store to get you a new toy? Maybe you just saw a commercial or something. Well, I do this to myself as an adult with the smoke shop. I really hound myself and say, you know what? You got to go in there and get yourself a new toy to play with. And that's exactly what we got for today. This is the Stash Digitool Scale Plus Tool. I've actually never used this before. We're going to find out how good it is today. I was able to find these on one of the sites where I have a Cewpins code. It's over at Pulsar, but if you type exclamation Digitool in my Twitch or Discord, I'll have some more info over there because the tubes doesn't like me to put the info out there. But this guy takes a couple of AA batteries here. It has a few different options for the units that I can weigh in, ounces, grams, a couple other things. We're just going to use grams today. And I'm going to see if I truly know how big my dabs are. I think most of my hits, in my head, I'm dabbing between a 20th and a 10th of a gram, depending on the rig, depending on the setup I'm using. But I'm going to see, am I pretty accurate? Am I pretty close using this thing? Now, I will say the range on here, it says 0.05 to 200 grams, and it has an error range of plus or minus a 20th of a gram. That's kind of weird because that's what I think the size of a dab should be, but let's see how well it works. I just want to see how big it says my scoops are. So I just teared it out on the desk. It has a removable little shovel here, and I feel like it should have more options, but you know, this is the option. All right, so it says 0 when I got it on there. I'm gonna scoop a proxy hit and see if I think it's about the typical size. I think I'm putting a 0.05 in a proxy almost every time, but let's see what the scale says. So this is about how much I'd scoop for the proxy. So here's what I normally put in the proxy. It's saying it's about a 0.06. We can't really show the dab, but I can show the numbers on the scale here. So that's kind of close to what I was expecting here. Let me put this in the actual rig here. It looks about what I normally do. So let's take that hit. It made its way back down to 0. The scale kind of moves a little bit slow. The weight is so light that I think it might take a little bit of time to read. But that's pretty close to what I was guessing. I was thinking it was going to be a 0.05. It was a 0.06, and it's got a little bit of room for error. Maybe it's really accurate, maybe it's not. It's harder to tell on that smaller amount. I'm gonna have to do a larger hit just to see if we're getting a good idea. Hey, not bad. Decent hit, about the size or about the number I was expecting to see on the scale. It looks like it has an auto off on it here, which is good. You're not going to waste those AAA batteries. It was weird putting AAA batteries in it, though. I was assuming I was just going to plug it in. Now in my head, I'm like, it's either going to have micro USB or USB-C. I got to make sure I got the right cable. This is like, nah, dude, AAA batteries. All right, so I got it teared out here. Let's scoop. I'm going to try to scoop a 0.1 for the Peak Pro and see if I can put it in there. I will mention I'm scooping out of a 4-gram container. Sometimes I get the 1 gram. Sometimes I get the 4 grams. I do feel like I scoop larger dabs out of the larger container. When you're scooping out of like an ounce, you're like, nah, bro, it's just a little dab. It's like 2 grams. But let's see if I can get a 0.1 on the scale here. All right, we're gonna hold that. I'm pretty close. 0.11. I went for a 0.1, so I got that 10% margin of error. Let's load that into here. The shape of the tool is great for like the purpose of the scale, especially if you have something saucier. It's going to be able to really sit on there. But like, I'm not liking it as a dab tool. I feel like I should have had other options. I might be able to put something on there as a different option, but on their website, they didn't have other options. So I'm like, how do we know? This is much larger than a dab. I wanted to see if I could scoop the 0.1. I think I'd do closer to like a 0.07, 0.08. 0.1 is a lot. That's Globert De Niro territory. I got a smooth Glob Thomas in here. This ain't no Globert Downey Jr. This is a real one. Ooh, nice thick vapor. Got the default glass on here too. I normally put less in there and the hit's never like too hot or anything. This XL does good with like a small and like a chunky sized dab. Does good with dabs and globs. Globs for one and done, dabs if you're trying to chill for the sesh. Sheesh. So honestly, with the errors that we're working with, a 20th of a gram margin of error, I think this is going to work better when you're in the large dab territory. Hypothetically, you're trying to do a 1 gram dab, but you're scooping it out of like a 28 gram container or something like that. This will let you know, are you that accurate? If you're just grabbing the 1 gram out of the 1 gram container, you could just assume. However, if you're getting a lot of 1 gram containers and you're able to pick up the whole thing with the scale and it's saying 0.88 every time you get get it. It's saying 0.79 when you get it. You might want to talk to the shop, because I've weighed flour from the shops. I don't do it much anymore because like it's right 99% of the time. And usually when it's not right, you can visibly tell. But there are people out there that weigh the flour every time and they're calling the shop up when their eighth is only 3.4. I get it. But look, you could do it with dabs now, a little easier. I mean, I guess you could just tear out an empty container. Anyway. So the other way, I've weighed dabs in the past. The other way to do this is just to have a regular scale. Zero it out with your dab tool on there. Scoop your dab and then put it back. This just, they put it all in one. And it's purple. I think it comes in other colors. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna try to scoop a 0.15 into the pockety. We're going with a big glob. I'm gonna try to eyeball this. Damn, it's saying 0.2. It doesn't look twice as big as the previous one. All right, let me try again. Let me try again. I'm gonna put the whole thing back. And I'm just gonna scoop another part of the container. All right, what do we got here? 0.15, 0.15, 0.15, 0.15. No way. Oh shit, I didn't hit hold. Wait. No, it says a different number now. No, it says 0.17. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, now hang on. I'm gonna let it sit for a moment to let it really decide before I hit hold. Hold. I've done it. I can eyeball a dab. Can I put that on my resume? When I used to work at a shop back in the day, I used to be able to eyeball an eighth like nobody's business. We had like 20 plus jars. Not every jar is the same, but we served it out of a big like 4-ounce pickle jar, and we had tongs to scoop it out so we weren't grabbing it with our hands. I could one shot an eighth every single time, any strain. Clamp. 3.5. We had we could go up to 0.09 over, and I would always hit him with a little bit more, you know. I go eyeball at eighth anytime, but now look, it took me 2 tries with the 0.15. I've never weighed him before. All right, let's rock the 0.15 in the pockety. I turned it up a little bit, but you know what? I'm gonna turn it up a little bit more and see how it works. This is a reminder. If you haven't tuned into the Twitch stream, why not, bro? We get lit every night at like 9 p.m. Eastern for, I don't know, a few hours. Come by, what's up? Well, I finally have a tool that'll tell me exactly how much concentrate I'm scooping. Maybe it's a little bit wrong. Will I be using this for every hit going forward so I can keep the exact amount of concentrate I consume in mind? No, bro, the tip on it is terrible. The tip on it, I can see there's a bunch on it because it's like a shovel shape, and you can't scoop the inside of a shovel off on the inside of your, I don't know. It wasn't great. Anyway, overall, kind of cool thing. Oh yeah, I was gonna say what was the math on how much we went through? 0.15 plus a 0.1 plus a 5. 100 grams. Have a lit day, my dudes.